we're recording. Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching 10 questions on Is 10 questions? Wait, how many questions is it?
It's going to be like 20.
She's saying it's supposed to be 10, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more than 10 questions. I haven't seen Charlene in a long time. So this is your catch-up session on eBOSS Canada. Check it out. All right. Fire away. What was my journey to becoming an actor? Acting was not my dream as a kid or anything like that. I liked movies. Movies really affected the way I looked at life. I was more into movies. I was never like a television guy. And I never really saw myself as that. I just really enjoyed it until I took drama class in high school and messing around, totally goofing off. And my drama teacher really liked me. She thought I had something, and so she started writing to my parents, writing letters saying, "I think PJ should pursue acting. I really think he's got a gift. He's talented," and directing, because I directed some little Degrassi stuff in high school that she got me to do. And my parents were like, "Oh, this is so good. You should become an actor." They tried to set me up to go to the National Theatre School, and I was like, whoa. Acting, easy class. I'm not really looking to pursue this outside of the thing. And my parents were like, "No other teachers are calling the house." So maybe that's a sign. Maybe you should pursue that. And I was like, no. I went into business, started a welding business, a welding shop, and with my dad, and we did really well. And I just got to a point where I didn't feel fulfilled. And I knew that money wasn't the thing that was going to make it happen. And I kind of just reevaluated my life at like 22, thinking that I was like, I'm going to get over. I've already lived, like I've done everything. What am I going to do now? And acting was the only thing that I remember that I liked doing and that I guess I was good at. And I was like, maybe I should try that. And I got into it. It took me a while to just figure out where to go to acting classes and to train and, agents and all those things. And keep in mind, this was at a time before the internet. There was no internet when I started acting. You couldn't just go and find information in Google. You had to go and knock on people's doors. You had to call them. You literally had to pound the pavement and get out and do it. And I found some notices for some little independent film auditions. My first ones, I got a part in this movie, and that movie went to Cannes. 6 or 7 months later, I was like, I was born to do this, you know what I mean? I thought I was going to be rich and famous in, a matter of like 2 years. It's not even that I wanted that. I just thought it was going to happen because it just felt like it was so fast. And then, alas, reality sets in and you realize that this is a long, long journey. And if you really want to be an artist and create, you will. Time is not of any consequence when you're really trying to create art.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be thankful that things take time, because that's where the art happens. If you just go from A to Z, that's just results. I don't care about results. I care about the moments. So much so, that I had to become an actor to live in those moments and study those moments and figure out what the hell those moments are.
Right.
Otherwise, things just like go over your head, and you just like, what? Where? What? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like feeling like that.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the box studio and my company came out of just a simple, desperate need to create. I create so many ways, and if you don't put a name on it, it's kind of goes for nothing. Do you know what I mean? Or it won't get recognition. Out of the box studio was me establishing a business that allows me to be weird professionally, and it puts it out there that I'm weird, and I'm going to do some weird things, and we're going to talk about weird things, and it's okay because that's my business. It puts a name and a image to what I think my creative mind is.
Yeah.
And I can put a website to that. You can't put a website to your brain, but this way you kind of can, and it's literally my the extension of my creativity. I needed to create beyond the means that was given to me, and so how do I do that? I was like, I need to make a company and make a space where creation can happen, and then we're going to see what happens from there with the right just energy and attitude. Mm-hmm. And I started as a simple self-tape. You need help self-taping, come to me. I've got a spot. And then that led to coaching and demo reels and filmmaking. We have fun. I've learned to take the art of having fun and inject it in a professional way. And I think that's it. That's the end all be all. There's nothing past that. From out of the box I could probably give you an answer for both of those. The project I'm most proud of in my acting career, there are things that I'm proud of for creative reasons, and then there are things that I'm proud of for other reasons. Some of my favorite moments as an actor came in really small productions or theater productions, where you make discoveries or just you're playing a special part, and then there are like the career special moments where you're like, holy shit, I just, you know what I mean, this is real, I'm really here with these people, it's surreal. So there's a surreality, I don't even know if that's a word, but there's a surrealness to the industry where you watch people and then you end up working with them. That's so cool, right? But those aren't necessarily my most proudest creative moments, but for sure career achievements. So I played a street hustler in a short film years ago, and that changed my life. So I would say that might have been the most special role I ever played. What advice do I have for aspiring actors? The advice is boatloads. Get a therapist, first of all. I think the thing that I would say, if you were like, should I do this or not? I think I would say the first advice that I'm going to give to you is you have to follow your heart. So whatever acting means to you, believe in that, because it doesn't mean the same thing to everybody. And just because it doesn't mean the same thing to you as it does to that guy, you can't belittle yourself thinking this is what I want from it, and it might not be as noble as that guy, because that doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? You do it for yourself. There's so many different reasons to want to do this, and you just have to find your own and follow your heart. It's the only way you're going to survive, because people are going to try to tell you so many things. And my advice is, don't take everyone's advice. Don't take everyone's advice, man. They don't know any more than you do. Honest to God, they don't know any more than you do. They may have more experience. They may have seen it happen before in their own way, but it doesn't mean that that's how it's going to happen today and right now. How do you think they all got there in the first place? We all started from nothing, so obviously it happens. What I would give to aspiring actors in an audition sense is you have to be yourself. Okay, you have to show the people who are watching the audition that you know what you're doing and what you're talking about, which means you have to add your own spin and flair to it. You can't just say the words. A lot of people say, just say the words, just say the words. You can't just say the words. That doesn't get the job. What gets the job is somebody who is being special while saying those words, if they even say those words. So it's definitely not about the words. It's about showing yourself, using the words. You have to show yourself using the words. If you're not showing yourself, then you're just saying lines. Yeah, it's got to come from your heart. It's got to come from your heart. Otherwise, it's just cerebral and you're saying lines. You know, a producer watches an audition, and I'll tell you what, most actors are doing perfect auditions. They're like, all the lines and words are perfect. You know how hard it is to cast when everyone's doing it the same way? It's so hard to go, okay, so is this guy a good actor, or is he just saying the lines? I can't tell. And if they can't tell, you could have done a better audition. Because you can leave little clues within the simple performance that you do to go, no, I know what I'm fucking doing here. I'm not going to milk this cow to show it to you. I'm just going to sprinkle some dust over here and so over here. If you pick it up, you do. If you don't, sayonara, on to the next guy. Here's actually one really good piece of advice that I say to a lot of actors that I see it really opens their eyes. You don't need everyone to like you. You need like 10 people to like you in your whole career, and you will have a career. Just 10. There's a lot of people out there to be liked by, but you just need like 10 of them to really believe in you, and you will have an entire career. So you don't need to make everybody happy. You just need to find people who are like you, which means be more yourself. Don't try to be some kind of like actor. You know what I mean? Just be yourself and trust in that. And over time, you will see that you will attract people like you, and you won't actually have to step outside of yourself to be an actor at all. You just have to believe in yourself, and people will believe in you. And I don't believe in actors. I believe in people. I believe in attitudes. I don't believe in actors. Actors are saying somebody else's line. Why would you believe a fucking actor? You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I believe in attitudes. You know? I believe in heart. Yeah. Real. Being real. Real will always get the job done. It might not be done as smoothly as you like, but real gets the job done. Yeah. Everything else is irrelevant.
You're going to edit out my voice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk freely, yeah. Now, on the topic of acting classes and acting coaches, I studied a lot. I studied with John Boylan, Louis Beaumander, David Rotenberg, a little bit with Sophia and Rooney, Earl Nanu, and they were all really, really good coaches as far as I was concerned. Now, I've heard some people say they didn't get something from this person or they got more from the other person. Sure, you know, everything's a taster's game where it's like, what are you looking for? This person does something different. I learned over the years what each person did for me. It took me years of going and then looking back and going, oh, well, that's what I learned from him. That's what I learned from him. That's what I learned from her. And it's great because now when I'm coaching, I take all the things that I like and I just do that. But I will say this. You also have to know what you want to do in terms of your future, because if you are an actor looking to just act, I don't recommend staying in acting classes. I recommend going, dipping your toes in, leaving, and formulating it yourself in your mind, because I think that there's more value in that than just learning someone else's method and craft. By the time it takes to learn someone else's method, you can develop your own method if you're confident enough. And that's a trick question. A lot of people stay in acting classes till they find confidence. But that's also a double-edged sword, because you can also lose confidence by going to acting classes a lot of the time. It's like the idea of paying for sex. You might need it once in a while, but doing it all the time, that can't be good for your ego. Next question. I don't even have Tinder or anything like that. Moving on.
And please edit out my voices. I feel like. You know what would be great is if you put.
I'll put the questions in. Yeah.
On the screen.
Yeah, as they come before I answer. Yeah, so it doesn't sound like a whole bunch of just vomit.
No, but like for other interviews, I've had the questions.
No, I'm going. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, like blah blah blah, and I'll have my answer, and then blah blah blah, and I'll have my answer. Yeah.
Okay.
Easy. That's my favorite part of the job. Is when actors come in going, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I'm like, oh man, you're going to love me. What do? I just get them active. I'm like, yeah, let's stop talking about it. Let's just get in front of the camera. Then I give a couple of little directions, and I'm like, here, let's watch this. And then they watch it. They're like, oh, that's working. I'm like, so good. Okay, now let's go. And then they're like, so I just calm them down. 1 or 2 takes. I do a little bit of playback, and then they're like, we're in. We know.
Yeah.
They're like, all that shit you were worrying about, not reading it. They're like, but I was thinking. Don't fucking care what you were thinking, bro. Look at what it looks like. Whether you felt it or not is irrelevant to me. As a director and as an editor,
Yeah.
What color is the sky? Blue? It doesn't look blue. Motherfucker, that's what color it looks like on my camera. I don't care what color it feels like. That's irrelevant to what everyone's going to see. Because a lot of times it doesn't feel like what you think it's going to feel like. But who knows what things are going to feel like before they do them in real life? That's not how it works. So if you were feeling that, then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were being self-conscious, which is fine. Real people are self-conscious, so if you were an actor being self-conscious in the scene, it still works.
Yeah.
As long as you were grounded in the moment.
What is the hardest role you've ever played?
The hardest role I ever played was a role of the male prostitute that I referred to earlier. It was a short film, and I played, it was a beautiful story. I played this young street kid who lives with an old man he's a painter, and he's a blind painter, and he gets me to paint for him. So he tells me which color and he tells me how to, and I live with him, and he's kind of like a mentor to me. And then, we get into a fight. I go out, do some hardcore drugs and meet up with some old buddies, and doing an all-male sex scene, which you're 99% naked in a wide shot, basically getting pounded while I'm doing cocaine rails off the side of the bed, looking in the mirror and calling myself a dirty pig. That was, and so, and at the time, I mean, I'm not gay. Because there are times where I'm like, man, I wish I was gay. Like, I swear to God, because I like men, but I don't want to sleep with men. As much as I've tried to entertain them, it would be so easy, I think. But anyways, it's not in, but I played the role wholeheartedly, and it wasn't the gay aspect of it or the male sex scene, though that was different and difficult. I had fun with it, but it was just difficult playing somebody who was so down and out and at that level of desperation, especially early on in my career, I was a very method in terms of if I was playing a part, I lived that way. And it fucked me up, man. Yeah, it really touched me. And I did some stupid things because I embodied the role so much, and then I realized how much playing these parts affect my real life. And so I would say that's probably that's the role that touched me the most. Yeah. Profound ways. Going into every project after that, whatever the most difficult thing of that project was, I was like, did that thing over there, this is a cakewalk. You know what I mean? Which is the great thing about challenging yourself. You overcome big things and you're like, I could take on more now. I've proven that, bring me more, you know what I mean? And you're like, I can't take that, no. Good, I'm good. You have to challenge yourself. In life and as an artist, if you want the so-called life, the good life, you got to challenge yourself. You got to be ready to be destroyed. The first 10 years of me being an actor and an artist, I said to you earlier, the first 10 years of me being an actor and an artist, everything I created got destroyed by other people. Everything I created got destroyed by other people. That's when I created my own company by myself. It took me 10 years to realize that I was creating for nothing. And then I started really creating for myself, and here I am. I tried to make a lot of people happy, and I think a lot of people do. A lot of people want others to share in their journey with them, and so they want to include them, but what we don't realize is we're being steered by people, whether we like it or not. So you have to keep your creative aspirations sacred, and you can't just put it out there for people's advice and for people to smash. Do I feel like it's important or necessary for performers to promote themselves to advance their career? I feel like performers have to do the right things to promote their career, absolutely. I feel like a lot of people spin their wheels when it comes to promoting themselves. I think a lot of people believe that promoting yourself is necessary. And I suppose it depends on what your objective is. If you want to be a paid actor, promoting yourself in terms of like social media and stuff like that, it's a helpful tool if you've already booked a lot of work and you've got things going. Social media is not going to take you from zero to a career. Social media is great once you have a career. Once you have a product already, social media is great. Social media is not good for letting people see you fumble through you creating your product, fumbling through what they think their product might be. And the people who do well are people who already have a product and then post it on social media. Yeah, I think a demo reel is the most important piece of, it's the most important thing an artist can have, a sample of their art. You can tell me about your painting all you fucking want. Show me the painting. You can tell me how many people thought your food was delicious all you want. Let me taste it. Having people being able to see your work is so, it's everything. Which is part of the reason why I started Out of the Box Studio with the self-tapes, because in my mind, the self-tape was always my sure way to do what I want to do with the work. And for me to be sure of it, and for me to have a copy of it. Okay, because we spend our careers going into audition rooms and never seeing our work. What kind of profession is that? What kind of industry, like the surgeon goes in and performs triple bypass surgery on the fucking guy and then leaves before he finds out if the guy survived or not? That doesn't happen. It's the only industry in the world where people will do 3 days of work for free. Three days of work for free, every single actor. If 500 actors are auditioning for a project, that's 1,500 days of work that production is getting for nothing. The importance of a demo reel, right. So we don't get to see our work when we go into audition rooms. It's almost like if you don't book a role as an actor for however long, in that method, you, for the life of you, will never know why. What kind of world is that? Where I'm a cook and I bake a cake and I don't get to taste my own cake, but you get to judge me on it? You know why they don't? Their opinion matters, not the actual work I did. Their opinion of my work then dictates the rest of my career. It holds them accountable. So the importance of having a demo reel is, it's critical, man. It's critical because the proof is in the pudding. We live in an industry where the proof is in the pudding and where a typical audition scenario you will not see your own work in a typical audition scenario. So how can you have confidence? How can you back up what you're doing? If you don't get the job and you don't see your work, it's like 3 days of work vanished. So your self-tapes, you can send them, you can use them as a demo reel, and it was going back to the topic of a demo reel. I have a demo reel like with the stuff that I've booked, but I also have a self-tape reel. Every year I put together a reel of things that I did that year. So I can watch it back and go, I didn't book these parts, but these are fucking great auditions. So you can open people's eyes with that. It's currency. You know, promote the work. That dictates who you are really. Everyone can go on Instagram, do you know what I mean, and make a nice photo. But not everybody can play that piano piece. Not everybody can write that little monologue that you did. This is how I let you know, yeah, I have an Instagram page like everyone else, but by the weird stuff you put on it, this is me letting you know the kind of person that I am. Don't expect, these things. I don't even know what to expect from myself. And I keep my life this way. Otherwise, people want to put you in boxes where they can just expect things, and too many of us are agreeing to stay in those boxes, and then we're like, I guess I'm a fucking guy in a box now. Who's with me? You know what I mean? I'm like, we don't have to be that. We don't have to be that. Yeah. Out of the box, man. My favorite movie of all time is called Pinheiro. Benjamin Bratt plays the title character, Miguel Pinheiro. I've watched this movie 50 times. I bawl every time I watch it. He's me, essentially. He was like a street kid. He was molested as a kid. I wasn't molested as a kid, but I did grow up with like a rough childhood in a lot of ways. But he was molested as a kid. He grew up this street kid. He was like a rapper, a street poet. He was into like petty crimes and stuff like that. And he went to jail in Sing Sing in New York in the 70s. And when he was in jail, he would say his poems and his raps and stuff like that. He wanted people to like him, so he would just, be like this guy, sing his poems and raps. And somebody suggested that he go to a writing program in jail. And he was like, no, fuck that, man. I don't want to go fucking to a writing program. And they're like, the parole board looks favorably on people who graduate programs in jail. So he went to the writing program and he wrote a play in jail called Short Eyes. And this is a true story. And he performed this play in jail with the inmates. And the main theater critic for the New York Times at the time heard about it and went to Sing Sing to go watch this play. This guy won every playwright award in America that year from jail. Best new playwright. His play Short Eyes, immediately from fucking Sing Sing, went to Broadway. He came out of jail with job offers from Miami Vice, Kojak, Apache, all those hardcore shows in the 70s and 80s, those crime shows, to be a writer. And so he came out of jail famous. He gave away all his fucking money to people on the streets. This movie, it was like waiting for me. You know what I mean? When I watched it, I was like, this is who I am as an artist. This guy is exactly who I am as an artist. He grew up in a different era than me, but to play that part of Miguel Pinheiro, the street poet, hustler, and his poetry is just so beautiful in terms of what he knows of the world. He goes, "Are you surprised that I, a dope fiend, can distinguish between me and my peers? But you see, the time before this, there was the time before that, and that's where I live, in the time before this." The movie that they made of Pinheiro was they took scenes from all of his plays and mashed it together to create one character. So all the scenes in the movie are actual scenes from his plays, but just mixed and matched to create this one guy, right? Because they took like one character from each of this thing and that made that represent him, because he never wrote himself. He wrote himself as every character. And so now what I'm thinking of doing is taking the movie version and then turning that back into a play. An introduction of who this guy is as a play. And then you can look into his body of work, which is so like specific. That Benjamin Bratt, man, nobody heard about it. Little, very low budget movie. It's exceptional. It makes me fucking bawl every single time. He's dying in the movie. He has a liver disease, and he goes, he's talking to his buddy who's a professor, and he's like, Professor, lately I forget every wonderful thing that I want to remember. And he's like, whether I'm in a cab or just somewhere, and I'm like, I know, that's perfect. I'm going to fucking place that where it fits, And he goes, but I don't know about you, but I always forget. It just makes me want to fucking cry right now. It's like all our good intentions in life so often go for nothing. We think that it's supposed to be good and it will work and it's going to fit because it's supposed to be that way. And then you realize that it ain't supposed to be shit. And that's hard, man. Yeah. Yeah. I want the entire city of Toronto actors and artists to feel unstoppable, like me. And I believe that the only way to do that is to give them the freedom and say, no, it's okay. We want you to create on your own. We want your opinion. That's all we want is your opinion. We don't care about your technical capabilities. Here, look at these people who book these leads. None of these people had the lines memorized. This guy's reading off of an iPad. This girl's saying all the wrong words and laughing about it but not stopping the scene. So she's like laughing at herself in the scene, but then kept going and just used it as part of the scene. I'm looking for takes where actors fuck up in the right way and sending those. The takes that the actors come in and they're just like perfect. I'm like, let's see what else we got. Let's fuck this up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's good, but I don't want good. I want special. Do you ever see a nervous actor? Because I do. And when there's no washrooms available, that's not a good scenario. So I think washrooms at all casting facilities would be beneficial and helpful for actors. I guess that's what it is. I want to see people stop being so apologetic. I want more confidence. So how do we change that? That's what I would like to see change. I would like to see the general attitude of the Canadian artist improve.
Somebody from the US finds that person,
yeah,
and all of a sudden they blow up.
Yeah, all the time. All the time. We need to take more business cues from Americans. Americans know how to do this industry. We don't. We don't know how to respect because we don't make money, or like they don't. This isn't high school. This is not, but it's very much treated like high school in Canada, where nobody makes money and everything's just based on like your social status. If you have 25 cents and the next person gets $1, everyone gets mad at that person for getting $1, as opposed to, hey, show me the way of how you made $1. I'm only making 25 cents. They get mad that you got $1, and then they want to take that away from you. It's the crab bucket theory. Do you know the crab bucket theory? You don't know the crab bucket theory? The crab bucket theory is if you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, every one of those crabs is able to scale the wall, but no crab will get out. You start climbing the walls, and the other guy's like, and he'll just wait till you get just in it, and they'll be like, hey, bro, I just need to talk to you for a second. What? Hey, where are you going? I was already halfway up. I'm going that way. Oh, okay, my bad. And then the next guy comes along going, hey, you guys fucking see this guy? Hey, what's this guy? Hey, sorry, hey, my bad. I didn't mean you no harm. So, what are you doing up there? Just trying to climb the wall. Oh, that's it? Idiot. All right. Good luck. You know, it's like you'll never get it because everyone's too busy going, hey, what are you doing? Like, fuck off what I'm doing. Come either do it or shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? That's why. Honestly, it's precisely why. It's precisely why. Nobody makes money, so everyone's down on themselves. Everyone's waiting to get the big American contract. No one wants to sell out. Everyone wants to be fucking discovered in fucking Hamilton. And when they don't, they get fucking mad. And then they make, you know what I mean? It's like, it's tough. Yeah. So we need to, we need to just be more, honestly, fearless and take more chances, take more risks. With each other, yeah. We need to create it with each other. We need to create it with each other because if you're waiting for your agents and the casting directors to sort of like do it for you, look around you. It's not going to happen here. It's a wonderful place to work, and it's a wonderful place to live, and it's a wonderful place to get your career started. But as any career, you can't stay in one spot. I don't care if you grow up in LA, New York, London, Toronto. You can't just be there the whole time without getting out and experiencing what life is like elsewhere. Go out and experience the world a bit, figure out who you are, and then come back and see me. I have one more proud moment that I want to say from earlier That was like a career milestone. I had a girl who came in, and she came back. It was the end of pilot season, and she was like, "Oh, I got this stupid audition." It's a soap opera. And she was like, "This is so dumb. It's really bad." And she was like, "I'm not going to do this. I'm so tired." It's like, "No, I don't want to do it." She's like, this starts next week in LA. I don't have my work papers." And I was like, "Let's just do one take." She's like, "No." I was like, "Just do one fucking take, man. Come on." She called me 2 hours later. She's like, "They offered me the job. They don't have anyone else to test me against." 3-year contract without even meeting me. She was on set the next week shooting. They got her papers, everything fucking grand. Now, she's the highest rated character on the show now. So, that's when I knew what my power was. I can make miracles happen. It's not even a miracle. I call it a miracle because you call it a miracle. I thought it was possible from the get-go. And I just bring it out of them. You know what I mean? I bring out everyone's got miracles in them. If you just believe in them. And a lot of time it takes somebody else believing in them first, and I'm that person. eBOSS Canada, we're back live. Did some memory card finagling, you know what I mean? Got rid of some of those losers. I mean, beautiful, wonderful, wonderful people. Wonderful performers. But I just needed to clear some space on the memory card, and now we're back for your viewing pleasure. Shit. Yes, Charlene, how can I be of an assistance for this last question? My mentors, different stages. I had different mentors. My biggest mentor in my life was probably my grandfather. I realized how true all of his words were. And so the base of everything I do comes from those simple memories of my grandfather. And then my father, obviously my father is my hero. You know, he's been through so much bad stuff and still my hero. You know what I mean? He's done so many wrong things and still my hero. Because the amount of things that he's done right may be overshadowed by the shitty things he's done to some people, but not to me. You know, the things he did right, he fucking did right. And he did right for us. And that's why we're the only people who really know. And that's why I'll die for him. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't live a good life without having people sacrifice something for you. So if you're living good, or if you've ever lived good, you shouldn't live good. It's not our right to live good lives. It's our right to live. Good life? Debatable. And if you ever lived, or part of your life was good, it's because somebody was looking over you. And never forget that. And for me, that's been my dad from day one. Thick and thin. So that ideology, because I have a lot of passion and I have a lot of anger. And I want to destroy a lot of things and I want to cut a lot of things off forever. But he won't let me. You know? The idea of not throwing away your problems and the idea of dealing with them is a beautiful thing in life. And it hurts. And a lot of times where I wish it wasn't there. But ultimately, it's the thing that makes me great. A great person, because I have that and I'm able to survive through that and I can shine through that, and that just gives me another depth and another level of experience and what I'm experiencing. And it hurts, but it's so worth it. John Boylan was a huge mentor for me. Earl Nanu was a huge mentor for me. Earl somehow managed to combine time travel and acting. That's pretty cool, you know what I mean? And make it make sense. It's just a whole other thing, you know? John used to, in acting class, the scene would be happening over here and John would be like this. And I'd be like, this guy's not even fucking looking at me, man. What the hell is he gonna fucking tell me what? But he would just listen to tones And then he'd be like, wait, stop for a second, because he would just pick up the tone. He's like, physicality, fine, but the tone, right? And when that started to make sense to me, oh, now it's like, is it this tone or is that tone? Now everything, in regular conversations, I'm like, what's the tone? Is this or that? Okay, now I understand what we're talking about, because I understand the tone. Do you know? And so John was a guy who was kind of like a sink or swim thing. Like if you learned how to swim in John's class, it meant you got something. Because John was not a structure guy. It's winging it and coming up with it from that place. That's a very special skill. And so John was the first guy to let me know. He's like, your problem, you know what your problem is? He's like, you work too fast. He was like, you just come up with it so fast, but then you spend a week with it and you come here and you're just bored. Your best scenes are where you're not bored, and you get bored quickly because you work fast. David Rotenberg is almost the antithesis of that, where his thing is so, he's got his trademark patented David Rotenberg Pro Actors Lab. It's lingo and all this, and it's actually brilliant. And I studied with him last because I was always like, oh, he's this guy, he's going to impart this like formula on me. Fuck that, I'm a real artist. And then I went to the class and he's like, no, you learn all this stuff, but then he hardly ever refers to it. But every once in a while he does refer to it, and you know what he's talking about because you learned the lingo. It's just his own vocabulary for the things, of what these things are, right? Mm-hmm. But he's a writer, right? So David Rotenberg's a writer. So he comes at the acting from a writer's perspective. John Boylan's an actor. He comes from the acting from an actor's perspective. Louis Beaumander's a director. He comes from the acting from a director's perspective. They're all different. And so, but with David, he has his cues of helping you break down the scene. His method, his approach for breaking down writing is unparalleled to anything else I've ever seen. I learned all my sort of I learned to interpret writing, with the help of David, and what they want in these scenes and what the writers want in the scene. David helps you break that stuff down. It's literally a science. I think you find mentors anywhere. I look up to my dogs. They're so noble and so real and honest, and so I think we learn from everything. My name is PJ Lazic, and I look forward to seeing you at Out of the Box Studio and everywhere else. eBOSS! Keep on eBOSS Canada, everybody, for your entertainment updates, and for me, because I'll be on there, and you can keep up with the vibe. All right. Mwah. Thanks, guys. See you soon.